Hey guys, welcome back to Real Estate War Stories. I am your host Felicia, aka your favorite home agent. Thank you guys so much for listening. I do have a special guest with me today, Ben. Ben, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I would love for you to introduce your company, how long you've been in the business, where do you service?
The fun stuff. Okay, so again, the name is Ben Lavender. I go by New York's favorite British mortgage broker. I've moved here from England about 20 years ago. And the company is Madison Mortgage. We are the #1 brokerage in the state of New York by volume and units. Thank you very much. And we service basically everywhere. I think we're licensed. It's hard to keep up because we're getting a new one every day. I think we're at like 35 states right now.
Oh, wow.
So I focus obviously in New York. New York is 90% of my business, then a strong mix of Florida, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and then a bunch of other random states.
Okay, awesome. So I'm sure that you have plenty of war stories to share, so let's get right into it.
So forgive me if I tend to get angry while I talk about this stuff. I'm going to try and control my rage. So yeah, let's start off with a basic one. So something, before we went on camera, like we were talking about how important communication is. And that goes on everyone's side. So I had this deal, this was like during COVID, and it doesn't really sound like a big deal, but it was one of those ones where just something kept going wrong every single time. Right. Yeah, Murphy's Law, that's real estate, Murphy's Law, especially in New York. So we pre-approved this buyer, he goes into contract, which is great. The problem is, he doesn't tell us that he went into contract. The realtors didn't tell us that he went into contract. So I get a phone call like 6 weeks after he went into contract, and they're like, Ben, where's the commitment? I was like, where's the commitment for what? Like we have absolutely nothing. And then, yeah, right, so buyer freaks out, realtor freaks out, and I'm like, I forgot what his name was, but well, that's not true. I remember his name.
Have to say
yeah.
We won't shout anybody.
So it wasn't a big deal. I'm just like, send up some updated documents. Our underwriting turn time is 24 hours, so we had a commitment very quickly. All right, so that was fine. Everyone freaked out, but we calmed them down.
You saved the day.
All right, but another problem comes up. So a few weeks go by, we're getting the file ready for CTC, and
CTC meaning clear to close.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, clear to close. Yeah, so a few weeks go by, and we're trying to get the file clear to close, and what ends up happening, the buyer does not tell us, but he decided to quit his job, which we all know is a big no-no. Do not quit your job. Even if, look, his logic was, I'm getting another one, but he quit the job without having another job lined up. So for those of you that don't know, you can actually close with an offer letter, right, without even a pay stub.
Okay.
So if they keep that guideline around forever, who knows, but we'll see. So I'm just like, all we need to get you closed is an offer letter from your employer, and obviously we'll have to contact them verbally as well to make sure you're being employed, all that stuff. So it takes him about a month to get a new job, and during this process, we have to calm everyone down and say, relax, pump the brakes, he's finding one, but my sellers are eager, and we're like, look, do you want to start again? You find someone else, probably the same thing happens, all you have to do is hold on. So again, he ends up finding a new job. The job is fine, pays well, same line of work, all that stuff. Okay, so we're there, and the only thing that we're waiting on is title in order to clear the file for closing. And at this point, a few months have gone by, right? Maybe from when the contract signed to when he found the new job, probably 3 months. And we're trying to close it, and we're trying to contact the title company and the attorney because we don't have title yet, which is a little bit weird because it shouldn't take 3 months to get title. They shouldn't. Yeah, and this deal was upstate somewhere, so I'm not surprised because they tend to be a little bit slower. Depending on where it is. So again, we don't get title for forever, and everyone's freaking out. It's like, why can't you close? So like, what do you mean, why can't we close? We don't have title, right? The attorneys know, obviously, because they know what's going on, but the realtor's freaking out, the seller's freaking out. It's just like, get title, your attorney needs to review it, the lender obviously needs it, and whatever. Lo and behold, we're trying to contact the title company, and they're closed. They are literally closed for like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
2 weeks. I'm not exaggerating. It is absolutely insane. We called them, we looked for alternate contact information. We asked the attorney who ordered the title from them, use a different title company. And it's like, no, like it's gonna come. And then again, lo and behold, we finally get it, and thank God there were no other issues. Yeah, it's not like the tax search like came in higher or there was like a lien, nothing like that, thank God. And then finally, after months, we closed.
Oh, good.
We closed, and I would love to say that everyone was happy, but obviously not, because everyone went through hell. And again, this was during COVID, where everyone was just frustrated and miserable and grumpy, but the gentleman got his house, and I think now he's happy. And what happens is when you close, those experiences, like, you wipe them from your memory banks, or at least I hope that he did, because I haven't thought about that, like this story, until today. It hasn't crossed my mind once. So yeah, that was a fun one. That was a very fun one.
So if you could give one piece of advice that you wish that you would have known when you started, or that you learned from that experience that maybe someone could avoid that same situation happening, what kind of advice would you give?
From a loan office perspective or a buyer's?
Yeah, loan officer perspective.
So there's not really much that you can do in that situation other than like reach out to your buyers regularly, which we did anyway. There's nothing, like, sometimes you also have to think, right? Because in our business, we love, as realtors, loan officers, attorneys, inspectors, we love to take ownership, right? Because taking ownership gives us control, which is great. The problem is that there are so many people involved in the transaction, it's not realistic to take full control over everything. Yes, you can reach out to who you need to reach out to, but if someone isn't doing their job properly, then you're screwed. But of course you can tell the buyer that, as I said, in that situation, we were communicating with them how no one sent us the contract, your attorney didn't order title, and picked a title company that isn't open for 2 weeks, which is strange. So again, just communicate and accept the fact that you cannot control everything in this business, otherwise you will burn out and you will not enjoy it. And the truth is that I love this business so much, it's so much fun, and you don't want to let someone else's wrongdoing in a transaction rain on your parade or your client's parade.
Very true.
Yeah.
And that's a topic that I talk about a lot with other people, is communication will solve so many things. That could be even in your relationships.
Yeah, you could apply that to anything in life, so don't be afraid of well, I wouldn't say confrontation, because we're not trying to confront anything, but talk about issues, and it could just solve so many things.
I agree.
It's crazy, but again, life can be a little bit crazy, business can be crazy, and sometimes, look, you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. This was a year, 2 years ago, I don't remember, I had a friend of mine, realtor of mine, who was kind of like MIA in the business, and was like snappy with me when I reached out, and I found out that a relative of theirs, a very close relative of theirs, passed away.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't mention anything because they wanted to keep business and personal separate. So at the same time, even if someone isn't doing the best they should be doing, give people the benefit of the doubt. You never know what someone's going through.
Give people some grace.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, a little empathy. Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing. If our followers want to follow you on social media, if you want to go ahead and leave your Instagram handle.
Sure, it's BLavMTG.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.